Hello, it's just me today. I'm gonna do another story time about the time that I got stuck in Dallas. So, my grandma lives in California, and I went out to visit her, and I don't like to fly alone in, the airplane, but I got on the plane. The way there was fine. I got there, had fun, and I was going through issues with one of my exes, and that comes into play a little bit later. So it was time to go home, and of course, every time I cried because I was like, I just don't want to go alone. I don't like being alone. It's just something that I deal with. I got to the airport, and everything was fine. It was all good. I did not have a long layover in Dallas because there's no ongoing flight that goes from where I was in California to where I live, or to Dallas, to where I live. So I had to get on another plane, and at the airport, I had a guy taking me to the airplane, and he was like going through everybody, and we were moving through everybody, and he was like running me to the other plane because I had no time. So I was freaking out, and I was like, why is he going so fast? Because my grandma didn't tell me that I didn't have a layover or whatever, or a long layover. So I was like, okay, this is weird. What's he doing? He's like, beep, beep, I was like, okay, that's a little weird. And I was like, whatever. And so he's like,
yeah, your plane left.
I was like, I'm sorry? He's like,
your plane, it's gone.
And I was like, you mean I missed my plane? He's like,
yeah.
I'm like, cool. Okay, all right, I'll just get on the next flight out. So I go up to the counter guy, and I'm like, hey, is there a flight anywhere so that I can get back to, where I'm going? And he's like,
no.
And I was like, there's nothing to Eau Claire or Chicago or anything. He's like,
yeah, no, that was the last flight out today.
I was like, you're joking, right? He's like,
no, miss, there's no other flights going out today.
So at that point, I was like, I need to get on a plane and I need to go home. So I started crying, sobbing, because I was freaked out. Because I'd never been stuck in a place that I, don't know for overnight. They didn't have another flight until the next day. So I was freaking out, sobbing. I'm like, you need to get me on another flight somewhere. I can't do this. And he's like,
miss, I'm sorry, there's no other flight today.
And I'm like, okay, well, I need to figure out what to do. He's like,
can I have a shuttle take you to the hotel?
Stop, okay, I'm just gonna call my grandma, just stop. Called my grandma. She obviously can't get me. She's in California and I'm in Dallas. So it doesn't work that way. So I'm like, I call my grandma Tutu. I'm like, Tutu, I am stuck in Dallas. They aren't letting me get on the plane. I missed the plane. They don't have another flight going out. She's like, you're not going to like it when I say this, but you're going to have to spend the night in Dallas. And I was like, no, I can't. I started having a full-blown panic attack. I'm like, no, I can't stay in Dallas overnight. No. She's like, Elizabeth, relax. Take a deep breath. Take a shuttle to the hotel. Stay in Dallas. You will be fine. And I was like, but she's like, Elizabeth, you can do this. I've never stayed anywhere by myself. I've never gone on a plane to where I've gotten stuck by myself. I've gotten stuck with my mom before, we missed our flight, but I've never been stuck by myself. So I was all alone. Ty wasn't with me. I didn't even know Ty at the time. My dad wasn't with me. My grandma obviously was in California. No one was with me. So I was sitting there, freaking out. I get on the shuttle to go to this hotel in Dallas. I'm not sure why it was like this, but there was it was a diagonal in a way. There was one hotel here and then another one. The layout is a little weird. There was one here and then diagonally there was one over here. So it was really weird. So I went to the one over here. I can't remember what hotel it was, But I think I was just freaking out at the time. So I didn't know what hotel it was. So I walk in and I was like, excuse me, can I get a room, please? And she's like,
Yeah.
like, she was really like, yeah. And so I was like, excuse me, can I get a room, please? She goes,
Yeah.
Is it possible for later checkout?
We don't do that. Sorry.
Okay, bye. And I left. I walked out. I was like, see ya. So I go over to this other hotel, and it's like this really like nice fancy hotel. I think it was like, I was only staying for one night, so I was like, I can pay for that. Like, and this guy is one of the nicest human beings I've ever met. He's like,
Hi, how are you? Like, how's it going?
I'm like, I'm good. Like, I was like taken aback because he was so nice. He's like,
What's going on?
I'm like, I missed my flight. Is it possible for me to get a room and get later checkout tomorrow? He's like,
Absolutely, we can do anything for you. We can even order a shuttle for you at a certain time. Do you know what time?
I'm like, not yet. He's like,
That's cool, let us know. I'm like,
okay, thank you. He's like,
yeah, it's just $150 for one night.
I'm like, okay, that's great. I had $150. Gave the guy $150. He gave me a room key, checked me and everything. He was so nice. Like, it goes to like this girl who's a total bitch, and then this guy who's like the nicest human being on the planet. Go up to a room, kind of just call my grandma, tell her that I'm checked in. I told her about the whole hotel lady with the bitch and then the nice guy. So I was like, I'm gonna stay here because I like this place better. This is not the hotel that the shuttle took me to, but I'm gonna stay here because he told me I could get a shuttle back to the airport. She's like, okay, great. And I'm like, I'm gonna go and try and just calm down. It's like giving me anxiety thinking about it. So I sat down and I was texting all my friends being like, oh my God, I'm stuck in Dallas, all alone, being like a little baby. And then I told my ex, because we were still talking at the time, but we weren't like a thing. He calls me up and he's like,
Oh my God, are you okay?
yeah, I'm fine.
Are you sure? Do you want me to like drive down and get you?
No. What?
I said, yeah, I'll take my car, I'll drive down and I'll come get you from Dallas.
No, I'm good. I'm on a flight out tomorrow. I'd rather fly than drive with you in a car for however many hours it takes. I'm like, no, dude, I'm fine.
Okay, well, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah. I didn't text him again. So I ordered Pizza Hut. It was funny because it made me really sick. Like, really sick. I called my grandma, I'm like, I ordered Pizza Hut. I'm really sick now. And she's like, Elizabeth. I'm like, I'm sorry. She's like, no, it's okay. I mean, you didn't know, you know. I did know. I knew that it was gonna make me sick. But I was like, I need comfort food. And I love that pasta from Pizza Hut. It's like, if you don't know what Pizza Hut is, it's a pizza place in like the US or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's worldwide. So I got Pizza Hut and I got this like really good pasta. It was like garlic parmesan or chicken parmesan or something. It had chicken, noodles, and like lots and lots of cheese and like this really awesome Alfredo sauce. I think it was actually chicken Alfredo pasta. It was really good. So that night I went to bed. I don't remember what time. And then I woke up and this lady's like,
A fire drill.
what?
Like a fire drill.
What are you talking about? Go away. Like, I'm sleeping. And so she walked out and I was like, what? I think there was like a fire drill or something that no one told me about. So I just stayed in bed. I didn't even care because I was like, it's a drill. It's not like there's an actual fire. So then I got up and my grandpa called me, my mom's dad. And he's like, hey, I heard you were in Dallas. Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. No big deal. He's like, well, you know, if I was closer, I'd come get you. I was like, yeah, I know. He lives in Texas, but he was like far away from me. So, and I didn't like expect him to come get me or anything because I was on a flight out the next day. There was no point. He's like, well, if you need anything, you know, let me know. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I hung up with him. And then I sat there. This was the weird thing because I was sitting in the lobby from, I think my ride was at 4:30. And like the shuttle to the airport, I was sitting there for like 2 hours. I had nothing to do for 2 hours. I checked out and the guy was super nice. He's like,
Yeah, the shuttle will be here for you at 4:30.
okay. Because I said at that time. Because I wanted, my grandma's like, oh, always get to the airport early, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So it was 2 hours before my flight, which is at 6:30. So I was like sitting there doing nothing. And the thing is I was talking to this guy and I had plans to come back and meet him at my home, like where I live. And I was like telling him, I'm like, we'll just call him Andrew. I was like, hey, Andrew, I can't make it today. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I got stuck in Dallas. I missed my flight. He's like, oh my God, are you good? I'm like, yeah, but like, I'll see you when I get home. He's like, well, when are you coming home? And I was like, tomorrow. This is the night that I got stuck in Dallas. He's like, okay, that's cool, Liz. Like, we'll hang out when you get back. And like, it was funny because he came over to my house and we didn't even talk about it. So that's my story. But before I go, I learned a really valuable lesson from that. When you're alone, make the most of it. Do something that you enjoy. I got Pizza Hut and watched TV. It was not as bad as I thought. Once I realized that I took it in that I was alone, that I wasn't gonna get out of Dallas that day. I was like, okay, I can do this. I just have to relax. So when you're feeling stressed or anxious, just take a minute, take a deep breath, take in your surroundings, and make a plan. And go by that plan and follow that plan. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. And let me know if you have any video ideas for me and Ty to do. And I'll see you next time.